Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my round 3 review of St Kilda versus Essendon, and this game was one of the 7 o'clock games, and in the end St Kilda outclassed Essendon in the first and last quarters, kicking 5 goals to basically nothing, and well, it was 5 goals to 5 in the last quarter and 5 goals to 1 in the first. But it was really the 5 goals that they kicked to end 5 goals to 2 in the latter half of the second last quarter that really kicked away. So before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when I'm going to upload. And then yeah, let's get into it. So if I go over here, you can see the scores here. Brad Crouch, as I said, with Steele going down, he becomes the number 1, and an 80-point second half really proved it. Really helped pick his side up from when they were almost down and out, at the point when Essendon just ran through them, and really picked them up and had a huge game, I guess. Ended up with 32 touches, 6 and 6, which was huge. And if I flick this across to the last quarter, he ended up with, who was it? Brad Crouch ended up with 11 touches in the last and 10 in the third. So that was 21 in the second half. Wood was going to be a great choice until he did his shoulder. So, yeah, you can write that off. Seb Ross, really good output again. If I should change this, shouldn't I? Let me change this to just St Kilda so I know. 24, 5 marks, 9 tackles, huge effort, did exactly what he needed to do. 117, especially huge in the fourth quarter. Rowan Marshall, really good last quarter and first quarter. A little bit he got on top of by who was it? By Draper. And did they have Phillips playing this game? I don't think they did. But they had other people in the ruck. Let me switch across to this. They had Wiedemann in the ruck as well, but Draper, 27 hit-outs in the ruck compared to 25 for Marshall. Just Marshall did his job, 100. That's good enough for me at this point, and beat his break-even, so he'll rise back up to around 800k, 810k or so, around that. Wilkie actually looked really good down back, and I wouldn't get him just because it feels like a lot of his points came off intercepts, but you know, he did really well. Burns did really well in the first and the last. Higgins, Gresham, all these guys did all right. Sinclair, again, another down game for him. And to why I didn't want to pick him, he's going to drop now to 860k, 865k, somewhere around there. And yeah, he just doesn't look the same as what he was in. He looks to be more of the guy that's getting those running through the center instead of actually getting those chip around marks that he was getting last year. Wangadeen, Miller, again, averaging around the same. Butler here, not the best. Hill, again, had an alright first, but not anything to talk about, really. Battle, always. A good thing I didn't go for always, I guess, in that he only scored 65. Windhager, Howard, Kamaminti is a guy that I brought in, and happy that he will go up probably 50k or so. And that'll get me, or I don't know exactly what it'll go up, but, you know, maybe 30, 35k, somewhere around there. And that'll get me up to a huge margin. Good thing I didn't go for Stocker, because he only got 55 in the end. Really didn't do anything until the last quarter. And, really annoying for anyone that did bring him in. I mean, look at Stocker, because Stocker will be compared to the likes of Day. And his ownership is at 4.8%, so 3% of people brought him in. And yeah, he just didn't do well. Webster, and then Philippou, again, a 40. It really sucks for him because he's just not getting the output that we really want from him, and he's not getting the midfield time. But hopefully when Membry and King and all those guys come back, he does really well. Then you have Parish scoring 120. I don't know how he did that, honestly. I guess he got a lot of disposals in the end. If I switch across again, he ended up with 35 touches, a good ratio of 17 kicks, 18 handballs, and 7 marks, 2 tackles, hitting that ratio that we want again with tackles and marks. So, yep, looking good. Maybe a guy that you could look at to go and grab. Shield did really well in the last 3 quarters. Didn't really do much in the first, but came alive and got himself a 110. Kelly was really good down back and got himself up to a 109. Martin somehow got himself up to a 109 as well. He went pretty ridiculous in the second half, I guess I should say, and scored 66. Merret again just did what Merret does best and just gets his hands on the pill. He ended up with only 25 touches in the fact and 4 marks, 7 tackles. So he at least did his job with tackling and marking to get that 100 score. Ridley, it sucks that I went for, I guess, McGrath because Ridley looks like the one that's probably going to score better. But it doesn't matter because I'd be getting rid of them either way, and, just good to get rid of him. D'Ambrosio did well again, but I don't expect him to score 90 odd regularly, and it's at the point now where we need to be getting those guys that are consistently scoring 100 before they get out of reach. So, D'Ambrosio, then you have Setterfield, and I'm happy that he didn't have a good first quarter because he looked really good outside of that and ended up on 88, so he should go up by 30-40k to 750k, and yeah, he looked pretty good. So, happy that he didn't go berserk, but it's annoying because you just got to hope that he doesn't go well next week, honestly. McGrath, I'm happy he had a ridiculous last quarter to save it. I was literally counting on every single one that he got just to get him up. He ended up with 24 touches, 6 marks, 1 tackle, and yeah, he just needs to have a better second. If he had a better second, he would have ended up on probably 95 or 100 here, but didn't in the end, so that sort of sucks. This was the game that I was watching, if anyone was wondering, out of the 2 on the 7 o'clock or 7:30 time slot. Langford was an alright game. I'm pretty sure he's put down back, not good. It's probably a better role than what he was when he went up forward, and he was lucky to kick 5, I guess, to keep up his fantasy score last week. So then you come to Perkins, again, not the best choice. Caldwell just did ridiculous in the last quarter with a couple of freakish goals, but other than that, didn't do much. Durham, Laverde, Mason Redmond had a shocking game, and that's really helpful because not only does he decrease in value, his break-even will go ridiculous. Heppel, another bad game. Davey, we're waiting on concussion because he might be out concussed, but again, a good guy to have, and if he is out concussed, it will help with loopholes, I guess. Wiedemann, Jones, Hind, Menzies, Stringer, and yeah, that's basically it. So that's the review of the St Kilda vs Essendon game. Not really much to talk about, not many, I guess, outstanding guys that we thought, it just wasn't the greatest game, to be honest, for fantasy-wise. I mean, good thing I didn't do Stocker and went Camaminti. Good thing I didn't go for Wood because he got injured. I was looking at that. And Setterfield didn't exactly fire, so not the worst. Sort of a type of selection. Davey gained money, which was good. Good thing I was looking at Redmond, didn't go for him. Good thing about that as well. And yeah, and good thing I keep talking about Sinclair not going good because he continues to, I guess, not get up to that standard. So yeah, that's the review there, and then I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks guys, goodbye.